Welcome back to my channel. My name is Prachi, and in today's session, we are starting with the 8th test paper. So, if you are new to this channel is about studying ICSE chemistry end to end, and we have a test series going on. And today is the 8th day of the test series. We'll be working on the chapter Hydrogen Chloride. So for all the students who have attempted the test paper already, make sure that your answer scripts are ready with you as we start the video. And the students who did not get a chance, please pay attention on the questions and try to solve them on your own and take reference from the video for the answers. Okay, without wasting any time, let's get started. Alright students, let's get started. So I hope you solved the question paper, and as you got the question paper on the Telegram channel yesterday itself. So let's start with the questions. Even after discussing the questions, if you have any doubts, because we won't be going in a lot of details, there please let me know in the comment section and I will help you out. So let's get started with match the following. Hydrogen sulfide. Okay, so hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen. Okay, and whenever you have such gases, always try and match the ones that you understand very clearly. For example, hydrogen sulfide, we know the distinguishing characteristic of that is rotten egg smell. So mark that. Then it says colorless gas burns with a pop sound. We know that gas is hydrogen, so you can mark that. Then you have burning sulfur smell. So that is sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide always burns with a burning sulfur smell. So what are we left with? We are left with carbon dioxide, which is a colorless, odorless gas. So I'm going to mark that. Alright, moving on. Hydrogen chloride gas is a dash compound which on dissolving in water produces dash. Okay. Hydrogen chloride gas is a polar covalent compound. Polar covalent compound. Why do we say polar covalent compound? Because chlorine, being highly electronegative, has a tendency to pull the shared pair of electrons towards itself and therefore becomes slightly negatively charged, and hydrogen becomes slightly positively charged. Therefore, polar charges happen. So, polar covalent compound, which on dissolving in water produces ions. So, produces ions. Next, I have hydrochloric acid on reacting with dash produces greenish yellow colored gas. Okay, so the greenish colored yellow gas they are talking about is chlorine gas. Okay, and when will hydrochloric acid give out chlorine? It will give out chlorine when it is reacting with oxidizing agents. Therefore, you get chlorine gas, that is your greenish yellow colored gas. So, oxidizing agents. Next is hydrogen chloride gas is collected by dash of air as it is dash than air. Okay. It is collected by upward displacement of air. Upward displacement of air, that is because it is heavier than air. Then the fourth part, hydrogen chloride gas is not collected over dash as it is dash soluble in water. Okay, so hydrogen chloride gas is not collected over water as it is highly soluble in water. Then I have on adding silver nitrate to hydrochloric acid, a dash precipitate is obtained which is soluble in dash. So you get a white precipitate. A white precipitate is obtained which is soluble in ammonium hydroxide. Alright, let's move on to question number 3. That is pretty simple, true and false. Ammonia mixes with hydrogen chloride gas to produce dense white fumes. This is true. This is also a test to check the presence of HCl gas. That means take HCl gas in a container, bring a glass robbed dipped in ammonia and you will see white dense fumes. Chlorine turns moist starch iodide paper green. That is false. It turns starch iodide paper blue-black. Dry hydrogen chloride gas is acidic in nature. That is also false. Because if you have dry hydrogen chloride gas, it will not show any nature. Okay? Because it does not contain any kind of ions, so it will not show any nature. Hydrogen chloride gas is collected over water. That is false. Hydrogen chloride gas is collected by upward displacement of air. Hydrogen chloride gas is dried by using concentrated sulfuric acid. That is true. And why do we use concentrated sulfuric acid? Because it is less volatile in nature. Liquefied hydrogen chloride gas is an electrolyte. That is false. Then, during the laboratory preparation of hydrogen chloride gas, concentrated H2SO4 is used as it is least volatile acid. That is true. Alright students, let's move on to question number 4. So question number 4 is a multiple choice question. Each question has 4 options, out of which only one option is correct. Identify the correct answer. And the first question is manganese oxide, lead oxide, potassium permanganate, potassium dichromate. These are oxidizing agents. Hydrogen chloride gas on mixing with ammonia produces dense white fumes. What are these fumes? If you remember from the test of HCl, they are ammonium chloride fumes. So ammonium chloride. A salt of silver which is soluble in excess of ammonium hydroxide. So this is the one that we did here also. No, not this one. This one. Fill in the blanks. Fifth question. On adding silver nitrate to HCl, white precipitate is obtained which is soluble in ammonium hydroxide. What is this precipitate? This is, think about it. What is it? It is silver chloride. You'll get chloride because you're reacting with HCl. So you'll get chloride. Chlorine acts as, so basic gas only no, acidic gas only no, both B and C no. So it acts as an acidic and bleaching agent. Moving on, two black colored oxidizing agents which react with concentrated HCl to obtain chlorine are. Okay, we are looking for two black colored oxidizing agents. So this is black colored oxidizing agent, but this is not. Then this is black colored, this is not. This is black colored, but this is not. These both are black colored. So answer would be C. Now moving on to question number 5. Complete and balance the following equations. Okay students, I'll be writing the complete equation, but I won't be balancing them. Balancing would be your homework. If you are stuck with any balancing, let me know. I'll send you the answer. Now we have Na2CO3. So you have CO3 and that's reacting with HCl. This means that you will get carbon dioxide gas. Along with that you will get water. So what are you left with? You are left with NaCl. So always try and think in the same manner. For example, you have HCO3. This will also give you carbon dioxide along with water. And whatever you are left with would be NaCl. Similarly, if we move on, you have H2S. Na2S. So that S will combine with H and you will get H2S. So what are you left with? You are left with NaCl. Then you have FeS. So the same thing will happen in FeS also. You will get H2S and you will be left with FeCl2. So always try to write what is the other output. For example, by seeing H2S, you will know that H2S will be liberated. By seeing CO3, HCO3, you will know carbon dioxide will be liberated. So always try to write those compounds first and the other one would automatically come from the equation. Now, Na2SO3. So you have SO3. So what would become? SO2. Sulfur dioxide will come. So SO2 plus water and this will become NaCl. Then AgNO3. You have NO3. This will give you HNO3. Similarly, PbNO3 whole twice will give you HNO3. So what are we left with? We are left with AgCl here and PbCl2 here. Okay, students, balance the equation on your own and let me know. Alright, students, now moving on to question number 6, which says write balanced chemical equation for the following equations. So you have zinc placed in dilute HCl. So Zn plus HCl will give you ZnCl2 plus water. No, you won't get water. Plus hydrogen gas. Plus hydrogen gas. Then you have sodium hydroxide is treated with dilute HCl. So sodium hydroxide is NaOH. So let me write that NaOH plus HCl. So if you look at this, you'll get water outside. So this would be water and this will be NaCl. Then you have iron 2 sulfide. So this is FeS plus HCl. Now again, when you look at S, you should know H2S gas will be liberated. So H2S, and what are we left with? We are left with FeCl2. Then dilute hydrochloric acid is slowly added over marble chips. So marble chips is what? It is CaCO3 plus HCl. Now CO3, so you would know what carbon dioxide will come out along with water. And what are we left with? We are left with CaCl2. So CaCl2. Then potassium permanganate is treated with, now this one is important equation. Let me write important. Potassium permanganate is treated with concentrated hydrochloric acid. So this is the oxidization equation. These all the equations that are given in the book are important. So let me write that potassium permanganate. So you'll have KMNO4 plus HCl, which will give you chlorine gas, because when HCl get oxidized, you always get chlorine gas. You'll get KCl plus MnCl2 plus water will come out. Okay, make sure that you try the equation balancing on your own. Moving on to the next question, what will you observe when copper oxide is treated with concentrated hydrochloric acid? So one thing that you have to remember is that you are supposed to write the observation, what is visible to you. So what will you write? Copper oxide is treated with concentrated HCl. So a blue solution is created, and along with the blue solution we see a greenish yellow gas liberated, and this gas liberated turns our starch iodide paper moist, starch iodide paper blue black. That means chlorine gas is liberated, because copper oxide, as we did in one of the multiple choice questions, copper oxide is an oxidizing agent. Okay, so when an oxidizing agent works with HCl, you get chlorine gas out. What is the color of chlorine gas? It is greenish yellow. So from the same test paper, you can figure out the answer for this particular question. HCl being oxidized give you a greenish yellow gas called chlorine. Chlorine gives you turns starch iodide paper blue black. So you have that also given to you. So you can write the answer, and I still write the answers towards the end of the page, like I always do for the test papers that you get. So any answer that is long, I just mention the answer towards the end of the test paper. So for all the students who are new, you will get the answers, don't worry about it. Moving on, magnesium strip is dipped in dilute HCl. So what would happen? A gas is evolved which is colorless and odorless. Okay, and which burns with the pop sound. So that would happen, because if you think about it, magnesium Mg plus HCl, what will you get? You will get MgCl2 plus hydrogen, and hydrogen is a colorless odorless gas which burns with the pop sound. So that is what you will write in this. Then platinum is added to aqua regia. What is aqua regia? Aqua regia is 3 parts of HCl and 1 part of nitric acid. They end up forming nascent chlorine. This nascent chlorine is highly reactive and will combine with platinum also. So if we think about this, platinum is added to aqua regia. So platinum will end up reacting with aqua regia and it will form platinum chloride. It will form platinum chloride. Now let's move on to question number 8. This is an important one again. Name the experiment illustrated above. So this is fountain experiment. Which property of hydrogen chloride is demonstrated by this experiment? High solubility. High solubility in water. Then state the color of the water that has entered the round bottomed flask. So a lot of students get confused with this. So they think that the color that is over here is blue. So blue water is entering the flask. No, as soon as the water enters the flask, the color changes. So if they ask what is the color in the tube, in this tube, then it is blue. But what is the color of the water that has entered the flask? That would be red. So your answer would be red. Okay, students, let's move on to question number 9. So the first question is, red lead is warmed with concentrated HCl. You're supposed to write a balanced chemical equation for it. So let's look at that. What is red lead? It is Pb3O4. So Pb3O4 plus HCl, that will give you PbCl2 plus chlorine gas plus water. Then we have magnesium metal is treated with dilute HCl. So we already did the equation. So Mg plus HCl will give us MgCl2 plus hydrogen gas. Then we have write balanced chemical equations for the reaction of dilute HCl acid with each of the following. So the first is iron. So Fe plus HCl will give us FeCl2 plus H2. Then sodium hydrogen carbonate is NaHCO3. NaHCO3 plus HCl. We have already covered this. You can go back in the session and check the equation. Then iron 2 sulfide is FeS plus HCl. We have done this also. Then sodium sulfide Na2SO3 plus HCl. We have done this also. Then sodium thiosulfate solution. So this is Na2S2O3 plus HCl. This will give us what? This will give us sulfur extra. So along with sulfur you will get SO2 plus you will get NaCl plus water. Okay. So if you see, whenever you have thiosulfates acting with HCl along with sulfur dioxide SO2, you will also get sulfur as a precipitate. Now let's move on to write balanced chemical equations for the following. Manganese dioxide. So manganese dioxide is MnO2 plus HCl giving us MnCl2 plus water plus chlorine. MnO2, yeah, because it will oxidize HCl. Now moving on, we have red lead. Okay, red lead is treated with concentrated HCl. So red lead we already did right here. Dilute HCl acid is added to bleaching powder. What is bleaching powder? It is CaOCl2 plus HCl. So that will give me CaCl2 plus water plus chlorine gas. Rock salt is treated with concentrated sulfuric acid. What is rock salt? Which is, we have NaCl plus H2SO4 giving us NaHSO4 plus HCl. Then you have ammonia is mixed with hydrogen chloride gas. So ammonia is what? Ammonia is NH3 plus HCl will give you NH4Cl. This equation is important. They can ask this in many forms. They can say two gases combine to form a solid, or they can say one acidic gas, one basic gas combines to give a compound. What is that? Give an example of it. So this equation is important. Then you have lead nitrate solution. So lead nitrate also we did in the beginning. So that is PbNO3 whole twice. So that we also did plus HCl. Then platinum is placed in aqua regia. So we did the theoretical understanding of it, that aqua regia is 3:1 ratio of HCl to nitric acid. When these two compounds combine, they produce nascent chlorine. That nascent chlorine will go ahead, combine with platinum and give you platinum chloride. So let's look at what the equation would look like. So you have HCl plus HNO3 in the ratio 3:1. This will give you NaCl plus 2 of nascent chlorines plus water. And this nascent chlorine, 4 of these nascent chlorines will combine with platinum. So you have platinum plus 4 nascent chlorines, and that will give you PT or platinum chloride, PTCl4. Okay. All right, students. Now, although we did cover a lot of these equations before, but I will still, for these last 3 questions, so for example, for question 7th, I wrote the answers for you right here. And moving forward right here, once I upload this profile in the description box, you'll also find all the equations written right below this question. Okay, so if anything I miss out, please let me know. I can send that also, but for now I'll just add all the equations right over here. Question number, I think I have to start from 9th. So from question number 9th, 10th, 11th, I'll write all 3. All right, dear students, this is it for today's session. This was our test number 8. We have more tests coming up, so stay tuned for more. Make sure that you download the test paper from the Telegram channel a day before the video is uploaded, so you get enough time to go through the questions on your own and try them out. If you're not able to do that, I don't mind if you directly join the session, but at least do these questions on your own also. These questions are highly important. I have seen these questions get repeated either in the board examinations or also in some of your pre-board examinations. So make sure that you take a note of these questions. If you have the PDF file, you can also print them out and then practice them out, whatever works for you. So make sure that you stay tuned, and we'll catch up in the next session. Thank you. I hope you have a beautiful day ahead.